Shalom and Shana Tova. Happy New Year. This is Rabbi Neil Rose. I'm one of the chaplains here at Jewish Family Services. And I'm here with you today to bring you a brief, shall we call it, Rosh Hashanah experience of the high holidays. I wish I could be with you in person, but I hope that this will make you feel that I'm right there with you despite our electronic distance. Hello, everybody. I guess the last time you might have seen my face on the screen, I was busy blowing the shofar, Kia. And that's the way Rosh Hashanah is kind of done, in the synagogue, in the temple, in the shul, right? And it's very powerful and it deeply touches us. But you know, from your own experience, that there's another side to the holiday that has to do with the foods that are unique to each holiday. Who can think of Passover without matzah and charoset? Not I. Think of Purim without hamantashen. No, wouldn't make any sense, would it? Now, and some of you also know that on Shavuot, right? That's right. People eat dairy. All right. So food is an integral part of life of all people in celebration and in sadness, because in the end we have to eat. But we're also quite poetic. Besides just being hungry, we're poetic. We're spiritual. And so over time and our tradition, certain foods have become symbolic of our desire and our need to kind of be together, share, and have a sense of being connected and a sense of being renewed. Our family has, over the years, shared special foods that are unique to our celebration of Rosh Hashanah. We refer to these foods as simanim, as symbolic foods. And I wanted to share some of those with you with the hope that maybe next year we can be together. So as you can see, I'm wearing my favoriteest, that's good English, but my favoriteest apron. And I have to tell you that this apron is about 30 years old. Our daughter, who's now 35 and mama of 3 kids, she bought this to me for Father's Day. That's a picture of her some 30 odd years ago. And I love it because it says that you're the best father, the best Abba in the world. So welcome to my Rosh Hashanah preparation. Now, I wanted to share the foods with you. Some of them you'll recognize and talk a little bit about their symbolism. And maybe somehow I'll communicate the taste. So I want to start here, right? This is a challah, right? And as you can see, it's not the braided challah, it's a round challah. And that's specific to Rosh Hashanah for many of us or in our family for a number of reasons. Number one, it's round and it has raisins. I don't know if you can see the raisins, right? Because we want to have a sweet year, right? Shana Tova Mituka, sweet. But also, it's one of the simanim. It has a symbolic meaning. And if you look at it, you see that kind of looking at it that way, it's supposed to look like what's called in Yiddish a foigel. In fact, this is called in Yiddish a foigel challah, a bird. Why? Because it looks something like the mother bird protecting the young. Just as we hope that in the year to come, God will protect us as the mother bird protects its young. So, and being a holiday, we just don't have one, we have two. And you'll notice they're all in the same way. So this is a feigl challah. And if you were with me, I would love to share it with you. Now, after that, what after that? Well, I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I want to bring something to show you. Don't go away now. I'm still here. Now, I'm coming back. Here I come. Right. Isn't that beautiful behind me? Now, this is a special cover that we cover at our house with the challah on it, over the challah. So if this is the challah, the cover would go like this, right? What's special about it? It has many of the symbolic foods that we eat, right? So at the top it says, Yehi ratzon shechadesh aleinu shana tova. May it be God's will that we would have a good, and if you look under it says in Hebrew, mitukah, right over here, mitukah. And what do you see underneath there? Apples and honey, right? So look, here are not just a plate of davash, honey, or in Yiddish, honig, mit apple, right? And the tradition is to dump it in, and say, Shetehei lanu, let there be to us shana tova umituka. And then what do? Then we take that and we make the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'etz. Blessed is God who provides us with delicious fruit from the tree. Well, anyway, so I'm serving you some, so to speak. Now here's the cover again. Now I got it right. Apple is great. You see way at the bottom here. See it? There's a carrot. And if you know a little Yiddish, you know carrots are called merin. And merin is in Yiddish means both a carrot and to increase. Wir willen mehr essen. We want more food to eat. So we make what you all call tsimis, which is a carrot, sweet potato. And we say when we eat it, sheyirbu zechuyotenu, that our merits should be increased. Merit. Now, going a little further on this side, right here. Let's see. Okay, right over here. Let me see if I can do a little better job here of getting this on camera for you. Let's see. Good. Okay. Now, that is a pomegranate. And you may know, there we go. Okay. You may know that in Yiddish, a pomegranate is called, right, milgram. Just like the name milgram. It's a lovely name. In Hebrew, it's called rimon. Rimon. Now, what is so symbolic or important about rimon is that the pomegranate has many seeds, right? There is even a kind of I wouldn't call it a baba ma'aseh. There's kind of a story that every pomegranate has 613 seeds. See the seeds here, right? Here, try it. And what it says is that we should do as many good deeds in our coming year as there are seeds in a rimon, right? And that's important to remember, right? That the seeds are not just delicious, which they are, right? Very good. But there's also a teaching here that we have to share with others, that we have to try to provide sweetness to others. And what we should do is all our life should be full of good deeds, as the Milgram, as the Rimon is full of all these many seeds. So let's review for a moment. We have the Voigel Chala, representing the presence of God that cares for us, the fullness, the roundness of life that we want. We have the apple and the honey, and of course, we have the rimon, or at least the seeds of the rimon. There are some other pictures on here that are worthwhile looking at. See if I can get you to see them with a little more clarity. And that is, probably all see the fish, right? Now, my late father-in-law, who was a Jew from Germany, he and his wife escaped the Holocaust in 1939. He used to tell me that, and my wife said they still continue to do it, that on the Rosh Hashanah table, they would put the head of a carp, a fish. Now, what does that have to do with anything? Why is it here? Well, it's here because there's a teaching that in life, we should try to be at the head of what's happening and not at the tail. In other words, being at we put the head of the fish or the carp at the table to remind us that we all have the opportunity to provide leadership. That in the best situation, we are leaders, not tails. And that's what it says here. Shetehei Rosh. That's what it says in Hebrew. That Shetehei Rosh. That you should be a leader, velo zanav, and not a tail, not a follower. Now, my kids, when they would hear this, used to say, what about saying that we shouldn't be a tale bearer, somebody who gossips about other people? Well, that's the nice thing about all these things, because we can add new meanings to them, right? Or we can add new items to it, because we want to realize that we eat because we have to eat, right? That keeps us alive. But also, we're more than that. We are more than people who keep ourselves alive. We're people who strive to be good, sensitive, honest, caring people, even in difficult situations. Now, the last one I want to show you, there's a whole bunch of vegetables on here, right? Vegetables just aren't quite as sweet as the fruit, right? But the one that you're looking at, it says, Shetikra ro'ah inenu, that whatever evil may be on the horizon for us, may it be nullified. That's the word, nullified. I guess what we're saying here is that inevitably life brings us difficulty. And we would like to be able to use our strength the strength that we get from food, to help deal as best we can with with the negative aspects of life, whether we are providing that strength for ourselves or for the people around us. You know, the last year, 2 years, going 2 years now, have been very difficult. There are many sad stories, but there are also many wonderful stories of people who shared strength, gave strength to others so they should overcome their loneliness, their sadness, their pain. So all of this is kind of a map, right? A map of reminding us that yes, we have to eat, but we are more than creatures who eat. We have the God-given ability to bring love, strength, and meaning to life. So I thank you for being present, and I guess you call my temporary kitchen. And I wish you Shana Tova Umetuka. As we close, I'd like to invite you to reflect on a sweet New Year memory, or spend time that you spent with family and friends. So let's take about 30 seconds now, right? To try to, whether it's recall the taste of apple and honey that you shared with your life partner, with your children, with your friends, or when you baked challah or broke the challah with someone who you loved and you dipped it into the honey, or, which I don't have here, you shared lekach. Lekach is the Yiddish word for cake, and that's honey cake, right? All of those things that you shared with others who may no longer be walking the world, but are deeply inside you. So let's take 30 seconds for now. Amen. Amen. On behalf of the entire staff of Jewish Family Service, I wish you and your loved ones a good, sweet new year, filled with health, happiness, blessing, and most of all, with shalom, with peace. Shana Tova Umetuka. A good, sweet, and as we say in Yiddish, gewenchte, blessed